Hi everybody, it's the Ruthless Jobber here. Welcome back to the channel. This is A Broken Heart. It's our WCW save. It's Monday the 28th of September 1998. It's the night after Fall Brawl. I can't remember the episode number. We are just going to kick off really. Pre-show match. Kurt Hennig taking on Norman Smiley in a superb pre-show match. Kurt Hennig defeated Norman Smiley in 11 minutes 44 by pinfall with a Hennig Plex. Yeah, this is pretty decent. I think Kurt Hennig, I don't know if I'm going to regret putting him in a tag team, because I think he can just elevate so many people. Or maybe that's a good thing. Maybe we just have to start teaming a few more people up when they take on Totally Perfect. We'll have to work something out. Wrestling rating of 77, 62 for the crowd, but 78 overall. And Kurt Hennig, 92. Chris Park teams up with Six, and they take on Right and Dandy. Yeah, not a great one, but you know, a few jobbers and or should I say unimportant. And Six, I think, is the only one who isn't. So a poor pre-show match. Chris Park and Six defeated Right and Dandy in 13 minutes 32 when Chris Park pinned El Dandy with a black hole slam. So Six was head and shoulders above everyone else, and Chris Park was the weak link. Chris Park, out of all of these, I'm looking to kind of push, because I do want to introduce Abyss at some point. I nearly forgot his name there. So what do we get here? We've got 43 wrestling rating, 30 for the crowd, 52 overall. Yeah, nothing spectacular. The final pre-show match then, Roddy Piper takes on Steven Regal. Roddy Piper wasn't pleased at losing this one, but as you know, I am trying desperately to push Steven Regal. He needs to get some sort of momentum, though. I thought it resets when you give him new gimmicks. It didn't seem to work. But a pre-show bout that had good heat and decent wrestling, Steven Regal defeated Roddy Piper in 12 minutes 8 seconds by pinfall with a Regal Plex. So wrestling 60, crowd 59 and 56 overall. Nothing spectacular. We just need to get Regal over. I am like a broken record, but I mean, can you imagine a world without Steven Regal? You know, without William Regal being as good as he was, or as high profile as he was. Into the main show, then we have Chris Jericho cutting a promo, and after beating Diamond Dallas Page at Fall Brawl, he says he now wants a real challenge. He thinks he deserves to be elevated, he deserves to be stepped up to that next level. He's after some gold, and he thinks he deserves a shot at the US title. Randy Savage comes out and he says there's a few people who want a shot, and there's a couple of people that have come to me in private. But do you know what? I like your confidence, Jericho. I like the fact that you've come out here and you've actually said it. You've said in front of everybody that you think you deserve to be elevated. So I am going to give you a shot at the US belt, and that shot will be tonight. So there we have it. There will be a US title defense for Booker T against Chris Jericho. This angle kicked us off really well with an 85. Bret Hart takes on Conan. Wanted a really strong start for the in-ring action, to be perfectly honest, and we had fantastic heat and great wrestling. Bret Hart defeated Conan in 13 minutes 49 by submission with a sharpshooter, but during the match we did have Hollywood Hogan distract Bret Hart. So 76 wrestling, 72 for the crowd, 81 overall. What an amazing start. And yeah, this is basically just to kind of keep that storyline going. Bret Hart up against Hogan in a feud. That's not over yet. They fought in a tag team match last night, but Bret is still eyeing Hogan and still eyeing that WCW heavyweight title. Post-match, Bret cuts a promo on Hogan, seeing as he's there, and he says, now is the time to put up or shut up. You put that belt on the line against me one more time. This time, no cheating, no one else at ringside, just you and me. And Hogan's kind of thinking about this, and he's like, do you know what? I think you're absolutely right. I think it's time to stop playing these games. I don't want anyone interfering in my match. I need to prove to myself that I've still got it. At my age, I'm a legend in this business. You know, he's kind of getting the heel thing across as well, but he's saying I'm a legend in this business, and it's about time that I sort of showed everyone that I can still do it at this age, and I'm still deserving of the championship belt. So we have our main event for what will be Halloween Havoc next month. Bret Hart will take on Hogan, one-on-one for the championship. 83 rating here for this angle. The Giant cuts a promo. It's a promo on Bam Bam Bigelow, and he's still sort of annoyed that Bam Bam Bigelow is still getting involved in his business. They were kind of feuding together with Goldberg, but he's just, the Giant's just, why are you getting involved in my business? Your beef wasn't with me, at least I didn't think it was. Basically, we've set up a new storyline here. We will kind of have the Giant and Bam Bam Bigelow in a storyline together. Savage catches them, because this was backstage. And he says, we deal with this the right way. We don't do it backstage. You do it in the ring. And both of you tonight can join up in a tag team match to make it a 6-man tag. So the Giant will face Bam Bam Bigelow in the ring tonight, but it will be as part of a 6-man tag. 77 for this rating. And Psychotic against Rick Steiner and Rob Van Dam. What is going on tonight? 70 overall. For these guys, I'm shocked. Rick Steiner, unfortunately, has dropped to unimportant as well. So this just makes it even better, doesn't it? Wow. So a decent match. Psychotic defeated Rick Steiner and Rob Van Dam in 8 minutes 39 when Psychosis pinned Rob Van Dam following interference from Steven Regal. So we've got 59 wrestling, 46 crowd, but 70 overall. So that must have had some pretty decent bonuses. I mean, what have we got? I mean, Rob Van Dam's got a good few bonuses there. So Psychosis 2, Psychosis as well with a couple. Referee got a bonus. The road agent got a bonus. Wow, I mean, that was, brilliant. A couple of penalties, though. Could have got an even higher score. We've now got like a taped interview, so it wasn't live. It's not in the ring. It's not backstage, but it's perhaps something that Gene Okerlund interviewed Sting maybe during the day or at some other point. Just a promo from Sting, cut in a promo on the Latino World Order, Eddie Guerrero, La Parka, and the two Psychosis guys, just to keep this storyline going. And it looks like, well, it has gained heat. 76, absolutely brilliant. Yeah, this is literally just to serve the purpose of increasing that. Well, I didn't know it was going to increase, but it has, which is brilliant. And Sting obviously doing really well off script. Chavo Guerrero taking on La Parka. Nothing too special. Just wanted to use La Parka. Haven't sort of used him as much as I intended. Certainly not in the last few weeks. I mean, he's been part of the LWO stuff, but kind of on his own, in a singles match. So we've got a decent match here. La Parka defeated Chavo Guerrero in 7 minutes 56 by pinfall with a skull bomb. And we also, I kind of chose these guys because I wanted a high spots match. It hasn't worked out brilliantly, but La Parka, I think he might still only be recognisable. Chavo's unimportant, so I don't really know if I could have expected too much more. 56 wrestling rating, 47 for the crowd, 65 overall. Gorilla Monsoon is then backstage with Rob Van Dam and Ted DiBiase, and this is just a promo on the four guys really that Rob Van Dam is feuding with, Totally Perfect and Royal T. Yeah, it's just a promo on them, 69 overall rating, which isn't fantastic. Rob Van Dam struggled when going off script. I can't remember, what did I rate him as then? I thought I didn't have him. I can't remember what I booked it as, but I thought I had DiBiase just doing the talking. Obviously, somewhere I've done something. It doesn't matter. If anything, maybe this will help improve Rob Van Dam's microphone skills. But 69. I mean, it's not too awful. The storyline hasn't lost heat, so that's one thing. And here's the 6-man tag. The Giant teams with the Dudley Boys to take on Bam Bam Bigelow and the Faces of Fear, the current tag team champions. In a bout that had good heat and decent wrestling, the Giant and the Dudley Boys defeated Bam Bam Bigelow and the Faces of Fear in 11 minutes 44 when the Giant pinned the Barbarian with a chokeslam. Bam Bam Bigelow was head and shoulders above everyone else. Now, I've been thinking, and I've been looking through like the next sort of 6 months of this save, and where Bam Bam Bigelow is going to be. And I had a plan for him in January, and I've changed my mind. I think he's a future world champion. I know sort of in real life, maybe not, but I've always thought he was underrated in real life. And in this particular save, he's just on fire. I mean, he is over. Quite how he's going to win the belt and who against yet, I don't know. and I could change my mind again. I mean, he's 37, so if he does have a championship reign, it's not going to be like very long term, and he'll probably only have the one. Yeah, but I was sort of looking ahead to, Starcade and sort of slightly beyond that, and even looking into next year. Did I go through the stats here? 63 wrestling, 59 crowd, 76 overall. And then post match, we've got Bam Bam Bigelow and the Giant just brawling, and they brawled to the back. Lost heat, unfortunately. The match, the storyline gained heat, but yeah, it's lost a little bit here. 68 overall for this particular segment. And then Randy Savage is caught up by Gorilla Monsoon. And I don't know if you remember, a couple of weeks ago, there was talk about a returning superstar to the WCW. And Gorilla Monsoon says, look, it's all gone a bit quiet. You've not said a word. Nothing else is. I've spoken to all my sources. I can't get anything. Who is signing for the WCW next week? And Randy Savage just says, I'm not going to say a word. It's a former legend who previously been in this company, previous monster. That's all I'm going to say at the moment. So kind of leave it at that. But 82 rating. I'm really enjoying having Savage in this position. We're getting some really good angle ratings with him. Goldberg takes on Raven. Just wanted to get Goldberg back in the action of some sort of squash matches, really. So we had fantastic heat and decent wrestling. Goldberg defeated Raven in 7 minutes 22 by pinfall with the jackhammer. This was our storytelling match. 64 wrestling, 73 crowd, and 70 overall. So the streak storyline advanced, but did lose heat. Obviously, unfortunate, but it's okay. It's nothing to worry about. Something missing from here. We had Sid Vicious at ringside, just eyeing up Goldberg. Yeah, we've decided to put Sid Vicious into the streak storyline. I said I'll be mixing it up a bit, changing a few people, and I just think that just sounds a little bit exciting to me. I mean, in real life, I think, when did the streak end? I think it was around December time this year. I could be wrong. So, maybe, who knows? We then got a taped promo video of Hulk Hogan, or Hollywood Hogan, as he's known here, of course. Nothing more than a music video, just promoting Hogan. 83 overall. And then we have Booker T taking on Chris Jericho. This is for the US Championship. We had fantastic heat and great wrestling. Booker T drew with Chris Jericho. Haven't had a draw for a while. In 15 minutes 18, when the match descended into chaos after Conan and Dean Malenko became involved. So Savage mentioned that there's a few other people that have expressed interest in having a shot at the US title, and I've decided to put Conan and Dean Malenko in with this storyline. Yeah, they want a shot at the belt as well, and they just come in to get themselves to interfere into this match and just get people thinking about them. Yeah, so this match was designed to so the wrestlers could go out and have basically steal the show match. So we had very little drama and flow to it. Okay, was a psychology issue. All right, yeah, I mean, we didn't do bad. I'm quite pleased with that. Maybe I'd have liked something a little bit higher. I did mention sort of putting Chris Jericho in a feud with another major star. I'm not sure whether Conan and Dean Malenko maybe brought the segment down. Chris Jericho getting a 91. I mean, Booker T, unfortunately, only a 66. Maybe got to work on his in-ring skills a little bit. But yeah, 73 I'm pleased with. 78 wrestling and 78 for the crowd as well, but 73 overall, yeah, pleased with that. And the final segment, basically, we've got Bobby Heenan and Mike Tenay just questioning, just debating, who is this returning star next week? Who might it be? We just sort of leave it at that. Just a little kind of, a tease for the viewers at home. Tune in next week to find out who it's going to be. Rating of 67. What do we get overall? 78, better than Fall Brawl. So yeah, we increased our popularity in 17 regions. That's all we ever want to do. That's absolutely fantastic. Yeah, I am pleased with that. A little bit disappointed that maybe we couldn't get something a little bit higher for the main event. But I mean, 73 is not awful at all. Financial report. Yeah, we're making back up to 3,500,000. Post-show finances, that's all looking good. 17 million in the bank. Popularity recap, yeah, the usual places. Still nothing in the in the US. I wasn't really going to do much backstage, but we've got a couple of little bits and bobs that might be worth going through. Chad Fortune, gone from WCW. Chainsaw Charlie leaves WWF. He was someone I was thinking about, but it's Terry Funk and probably a bit too old. Christopher Daniels has left, so it's just a few of our jobbers, really. Jim Neidhart, uh, Rex King. I'm not showing you the headlines of the emails because, yeah, spoilers, 6 doesn't connect with the fans, according to Arn Anderson. Bombastic Bob sustained. Who's Bomb? Ah, it's Bob Holly. All right. Okay. Yeah. Someone else I got on my shortlist. I've got all of WWF roster on my shortlist actually. Ken Shamrock injured, and there's the viewing figures for Nitro. Okay. Yeah. I didn't want to do too much backstage because of that little spoiler. I don't think there's much else I want to go through now. Really, maybe just a quick look at the storylines because I just want to see. I mean, so the big boys battle between Bam Bam Bigelow and the Giant, that's already extremely hot. Jericho's new plan, basically his plan to get hold of the US title, that's extremely hot. LWOV Sting is still extremely hot. Perfect Resolution is extremely hot. Power Struggle is extremely hot, and the Streak is extremely hot. Yeah, that's brilliant. All of them extremely hot. I will be adding 1 or 2 more people to the Goldberg Streak, probably at least one. I'm going to see kind of how it goes. I might even just add another storyline. I don't know yet. I'm trying to think about because we need 3 storylines rated hot or above. And when I end all of the storylines in one pay per view, or say I end 3 or 4 storylines in one pay per view, all of a sudden we're below that number. So I'm going to kind of try and overlap storylines now. So I've always got something, I've always got 3 hot or above at one time. It's not always going to be achievable, but yeah, just to sort of bridge that gap so we don't ever have any that aren't, we never go below the 3 that we need. I know what I'm trying to say. It might not come out very well. But I hope you've enjoyed this episode. Join me for the next one. We do have a new signing. We have someone who is going to make their re-debut in the WCW. Please give a like and subscribe if you're liking what you see. And thank you to everybody who has so far. Keep the comments coming. I love hearing about what you guys have got to say. I'm going to stop babbling. Take care of yourselves. Goodbye.